Hi friends, WizD here, welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to talk about why I changed my clan boss team that was giving me more than 100 million damage per key, and how to speed tune the Demytha block damage teams generally, and specifically Meth team, which is the team that I switched to. What we're seeing on the screen here, this is my old team. So it was running Elva in the lead, and you'll find it on Deadwood Jedi's website. Elva in the lead for the speed tune and speed and turn meter boost and increase speed. Demytha of course for the block damage and increase buffs. Ruella and Seeker to boost the turn meter. And then Turvold was like my biggest damage dealer in this team. Let's talk about the reasons why I decided finally to switch out of this team, though it's giving me very good damage, excellent damage here. Probably I won't be able to beat this damage for two main reasons. The first one is that this team is not full auto from the start with AI setup. This means that I have to run a few clicks manually and I cannot do quick battle with it. So I was wasting over an hour every day just running this team. The other reason is that I want to regear Turvold for arena or other content, so I didn't want him to just be stuck in that speed tune for clan boss. So those are the two reasons. What did I switch it to? As you can see on the screen here, I switched it to the traditional Meth comp. And why I did that, though it's giving me less damage, you only need 70 million for the 1 key on Ultra Nightmare, so everything else is just for show. The other thing is that this team, and I'll show it to you right now, can run on quick battle, can run full auto from the start, hence I can do quick battle with it, saving myself over an hour per day, as I was saying there. I'll explain my choices for the champs, I'll show you the AI setup, and talk generally about masteries and speed tunes for this specific team and generally for the Demytha teams, so you'll know if you're trying to speed tune a team similar to it, how to do it. So here we are on Ultra Nightmare, and luckily it's on Spirit by chance, which is the only affinity because of the decreased speed that can mess up this team, and also because it's strong affinity against Ares. So if Ares takes the stun, this run is over. Your team is out of tune. But what you can do to avoid this, which is the first tip for running such teams, run another damage dealer. Fushan is a perfect example for this, which is also force, so the clan boss will choose to hit him over Ares. With the masteries we'll also see a second trick to avoid Ares taking the stun, and also the other champ should be ahead of Ares in the clan boss comp. So Fushan here is in position 1, and also he's the same affinity, so the Spirit clan boss will definitely prefer him over Ares, plus the masteries that I'll show you in a second. Let's just do some quick key to see how efficient this is. So 90 million damage, you don't need anything else. We can see here that, yeah, it ran for the complete 50 runs on Spirit. Let's check the AI setup and then we'll check the masteries and we'll talk about the other tips for running such a team. So first thing is AI setup. For Fushan, basically we want him to do only his A1 or A3 to take those extra turns. The speed is here, but we'll check it on Deadwood Jedi because there is a couple of things to consider there. So this is my speed and the tune there. Just block his A2 and let him do whatever he wants there. Demytha, of course, we're prioritizing her A3. Ares will prioritizing her A2, which is the cleanse there. And then Dracomorph is my damage dealer. Is he the best one for this? Yes and no. So Dracomorph can do a lot of damage here. If you see the stats I have on him, like 6k attack and 270% crit damage with the speed tune and accuracy, of course, because he will apply decreased defense and weaken, and he'll put up the poisons and a lot of damage with his A1. He can easily fill the debuff bar to prevent decreased defense and weaken from landing, but basically I had him maxed for my older clan boss team, the double man eater, and he makes it easier because now I don't need like toxic on anyone else. So Dracomorph is good option there. Seeker again, as much damage as you can put on him, but most importantly the speed tune. So Demytha, Ares and Seeker, they are very important not to take the stun and to speed for the speed tune of the team. Dracomorph and Fushan just need to be within the speed range that's assigned to them. One of the great things about this specific comp as well, so it's a 3-to-1 comp. You see here that Ares is 263, Demytha is 290, but everyone else got pretty low speeds, like 190 for Fushan. I'll show you the speed ranges later. 168 for Dracomorph, which is the main damage dealer. This can be Fane or anyone, and 184 for Seeker. What does that mean? We have 3 damage dealing champs at low speeds, meaning we can stack damage on them. Ares also can do a lot of damage if you give her enough crit, so I gave her around 90%, but yeah, this is as high as I can get with such high speed that's required for the tune here. That's the AI setup. Now let's check the masteries to see what's special about it and how you should set it up. First one we'll check the masteries on is Fushan. He's in random gear. Just we're hitting the speed within the speed range with as much attack and crit damage as you can stack on him. This is very traditional clan boss masteries. I have Giant Slayer, probably you cannot see it behind me. I have Giant Slayer on him as tier 6 mastery because he does multi-hits with his A1 or A3. Actually, I didn't realize he wasn't fully booked. Let's fully book him at CVC now, also because that will increase the chance of that A3. For Blessing, I already have Brimstone on Dracomorph, and everyone is going 3 times per clan boss. Brimstone can land only once. That's why I chose to put Heaven Cast, because Heaven Cast will increase the damage based on the number of buffs on the champ. Thanks to Hurley from my clan for reminding me of this. And there is always, like in this specific Demytha comp, they'll always have 3-4 buffs on them. So that will increase his damage. Phantom Touch is another option there, but Heaven Cast is doing fine for me. So before I forget, while it's CVC and everything, let's see if we have, yeah, we have books from Clan Boss. So he's definitely worth booking for Clan Boss. That's like my permanent team. But I'm very low on books, so let's see. Okay, so we just got a few points there. Let's go back and check. Dracomorph won't have anything special, just stacking him with damage, and I think masteries, yeah. So you don't need to go through like the support tree for accuracy or extending the buffs. He's hitting 3 times for every clan boss run. You want him like this, traditional clan boss masteries, so he can hit as hard as possible and counter attack as many times as possible. Speed tune and everything, we'll check it on the website, so just 168 and as much damage as you can stack on him. Now we have our Demytha in cruelty, just to decrease the defense over time. All speed gear, only thing we care about for Demytha is her speed. The speed is pretty tight for this one. Then let's go to Seeker to check him out. Where's my Seeker? Yeah, here he is. So Phantom Touch on him just to do some extra damage. And again, just the speed and as much damage as you can stack on him. And then lastly, Harris. 5-star Phantom Touch, which is good. I put her in my wish list, that's how I got it. And then just the speed, and if you can stack some damage on her, she can do some damage with counter attacking and stuff. Oh, before I forget that, so it's good that I remember this now. Mastery is now a couple of very important points. This mastery, Steadfast, the first one on the support tree, you must have it on Ares and Demytha in this comp. This is considered an extra buff by the clan boss, and you must have another 4th champion with her, Fushan in this case, just to avoid her taking the stun. Another tip that's valid for all similar clan boss teams, both unkillable and block damage ones, you cannot take any masteries like this one, who will just like increase the turn meter if buffs or debuffs get expired. Also any mastery like this one, where those 3 masteries are a big no-no, because simply if you get your skills out of turn or your speed out of turn, you just messed up the tune there. So for both unkillable teams, man-eater and such, or block damage teams, you should avoid these masteries. The 3rd tip that I have for you masteries wise is that for block damage teams, especially with Demytha putting those heals, all the team will be at full health all the time. So you should pick up Heart of Glory, which will cause more damage if they are at full health, compared to Grim Resolve is for unkillable teams, with for man-eater teams, increasing the damage when attacking with 50% HP or not, because usually in man-eater teams, the team spends the whole fight with very low health, just keep staying alive because of unkillable. So this one will help them do more damage. So these are the 3 Masteries tips that you should stick to. Now let's check the speed tune on Deadwood Jedi's website to talk about what like ranges do you have there speed wise. So we're here on Deadwood Jedi's website, one of the most useful resources ever in the game. Thank you, Deadwood, for this. I was on Deadwood's team in the free-to-play challenge and we had a lot of fun there. He's a great guy. So yeah, so let's check the speed tunes here. One of the things that you'll notice out of the gate for this is a couple of champs got very tight windows or ranges there. So you see, for example, Demytha here is 290 to 291. Either one of these, nothing else would work. For 3 champs, we got a bit of a range here from 4 to 7 or whatever. And then that last one, which is your main damage dealer, the speed is pretty tight. So those speed tunes are not negotiable. Some of the other clan boss comps, they have like more flexible speed tunes. If you drop 1 speed below or you could go 1 speed higher, the comp will still work. This one is very tight. Anything outside of those ranges and it would not work. I've tried it and I failed, believe me. So stick to the speed. Number 1 is the speed, and then once your speed is working fine, then you can start within the same speed adding attack or accuracy or crit damage to make sure that the team is actually one keying so you can quick battle and do all of that good stuff. How do you confirm that your speed tune is actually working if there is a little bit of variation there? You go to the calculator. The link is also in the same page here, the Masteries tune. And then what you want to make sure of, I think, tune syncs at turn 3 from the clan boss. You see here when we go to turn 3, like turn 1 and 2, we're just setting the cycle. And then when it comes to turn 3, you'll see that always the last skill that we're going to use is Demytha's block damage. And you'll see it if you scroll down, you'll see that this is how it will go all the way to turn 50. And that's what you want to see. So if you're changing anything in the speeds or gear or anything, make sure to put it in the calculator here and test for it to make sure that it's still working. One last tip I'll tell you about speed tuning. Usually when there is a range like 180 to 184 here or whatever, I like to put the champs in the middle of the range, so that in case just a tiny bit of like something like a set or whatever, something that I didn't account for get messed up, it won't mess up the run. That's how I've done it for over like 3-4 years now. But yeah, if there's a speed range, try to position your champ in the middle of the range, not at one of the 2 sides. This is safer. Of course, if it's as tight as 290, 291 or 168, 169, you don't have much room here. It's either this or that. Let's do our brutal key now to wrap up the video, because one of the great things about this tune as well, that it works on brutal nightmare and ultra nightmare exactly the same way, more than the damage you need. This is not for show. Keep your better gear for champs in other areas, arenas, Doom Tower, Hearts, and Tranos, and all of that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed this one and it was useful to you. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll see you next time. Bye.